Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Conroe ISD Wood Forest Bank Stadium stream. I'm Jackson Cochran, and to my left tonight is Sam Ulrich, and we are going to be your voices tonight for this Week 1 playoff matchup in District 1, Region 2, 13-6A, with the Woodlands Highlanders versus the Spring Lions. Sam, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Pumped up. Really excited to watch some playoff football. As I think today's the start of all the playoff games across the state. If it's Thursday, I think it is. So we get to see the first game out of the 4 here in the CISD teams. But it should be an exciting one for the Highlanders as they haven't played for a little bit.
Yeah, that you are correct. The Highlanders. The last time that we got to see the Highlanders play was on October the 28th, and they unfortunately did lose in that big shootout game against the Willis Wildcats, where the Willis Wildcats remain undefeated going into the playoffs. And Woodlands, they finished number 2, and a lot of rest, being able to prepare for this night's matchup. And right now, we have just a little bit of rain out here at the bank here in Shenandoah, Texas, Wood Forest Bank Stadium. Unfortunately, the Woodlands have had a couple of games where they have had to deal with a lot of the elements, but as it looks right now, the rain has settled down. All you have to do is just make sure a lot of that moisture isn't too far on the turf, and we cannot have many fumbles in that case, but we're here. We're live with you, and unfortunately, due to UIL regulations, we cannot show you any visuals of the game, so Sam and I are going to give you a little bit of a verbal picture of what we see up here in the booth tonight.
We're going to be like Picasso. We're going to paint a picture like Picasso. It's going to be very straightforward.
Yes, we don't need to be a Jackson Pollock. It doesn't need to be all over the place.
No abstract art tonight. It's going to be very detailed.
Very detailed. Maybe a little Vincent van Gogh.
I think actually Picasso was abstract. I don't know my artist, so maybe I was a little wrong. So we'll go
Vincent van Gogh. I'll go Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. I don't know
Rembrandt.
I don't know many artists, so.
Well, you need to take a couple courses.
I guess I do.
But let's get to some football tonight. Every school song is being played right now. And both teams are inside their respective field houses before they come out to play tonight. But we've been doing a little bit of a back and forth of our keys to victory, where we try to come up with a little bit of alliteration. And tonight we have our Woodlands ways to win. So, Sam, I'm going to start it off. One of the Woodlands ways to win, number 1, you got to put pressure on Aaron Ogbar.
You definitely do.
He is the quarterback there for the Spring Lions, number 8. And the junior is lethal with his legs. If you let him get outside the pocket, he can still extend plays and find open lanes and continue to just drive down the field. So as long as this front line in our linebacking core for the Highlanders can put pressure on Ogbar, it will be an easy way to victory tonight for the Highlanders. Yeah,
I definitely agree. The second Woodlands way to win is going to be knock off the rust early. You know, we mentioned you haven't played since October 28th. You had a lot of time to rest, to regroup. You take that loss, and it's really what is your mindset going into the weeks leading up to the playoffs after a loss? You know, you could really be like having your head down, or you could be like as a kind of a motivator heading into the playoffs. Like, all right, you know, time to regroup, time to lock in. And
well, we're gonna game. Well, I just got a word that we're gonna switch to our commercials real quick, and we'll have those air. And once everything gets back, we're gonna give you our final Woodlands ways of win.
Way to win.
And the players are going to be moving out of the field house shortly, so we'll be right back.
Shopping for a new or used vehicle, or just looking for a place for good, reliable service? Go with the name you know. Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. The Gullo family has been serving the Conroe Woodlands area since 1970. So the next time you're shopping for a new or used vehicle, or just need service, do yourself a favor and go see Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford. Or log on anytime at GulloAuto.com. Gullo, let's drive.
When the time comes, we must be ready.
When every second counts.
Act fast.
Do not give up.
Push hard.
Keep pushing when it's all on the line.
Be there for each other. Be ready. Call 911. Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready.
You've got a lot going on, so how do you find time to take care of you? At Houston Methodist, we work around your busy life. There's same-day visits when you're sick, online scheduling with specialists, access to all your records through MyChart, and video visits 24/7 if you need urgent care. Bringing you Houston Methodist's expertise, wherever, whenever you need it.
That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
This is Donnie Buckaloo with Buckaloo Chevrolet. After 2.5 years, I'm proud to say we have new Chevrolets in stock today and are receiving new inventory daily. At Buckaloo Chevrolet, what you see is what you get. We don't charge market adjustments or added equipment you don't want. The price you see is the price you pay, so don't pay over MSRP. On I-45 in Conroe or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com.
It's a better buy at Buckaloo.
It's not enough to be the leader in robotic-assisted procedures if we're not by your side for every step of your recovery, guiding you back to what makes you, you. Because it's not enough to replace your knee if we're not getting you to the moments that can't be replaced. Memorial Hermann, advancing health, personalizing care.
Thank you to our sponsors who are allowing us to bring you this broadcast here tonight on the Wood Forest Stadium stream for the Conroe ISD Sports Channel. While I was leaving everyone anticipating at home, the last Woodlands way to win tonight is obviously win the turnover battle. Put pressure on Ogbar, be able to draw either an interception or force a fumble, especially with the way the conditions are on the field tonight.
Yeah, ball could get a little
slippery.
A little slippery, and the Woodlands have had at least one game this season where it was a little drizzly when they played. I know I called the Conroe Woodlands game, and they had about an hour rain delay. So they know what's up. They know how to handle the conditions out here, as it looks like spring Lions are heading out of the locker room right now, ready to run onto the field.
That they are, Sam, and what I do see is they are wearing their green tops, white bottoms, and looks like they have the green helms on tonight. So we do not have an all-white. What Jeremy and I would use, just what we would usually say is the Stormtrooper outfit. But they're just warming up as they are coming through around their drill teams. But unfortunately tonight, we will not get to see quarterback Mabry Matoyer suit up for the Highlanders. He took a pretty big hit a couple weeks ago in the Willis match, game. And he's still sidelined tonight, but he is here cheering on his team and helping out any way he can. And stepping up in his place is going to be number 10, senior quarterback Patrick Miller. And, Sam, you got to see firsthand how Miller was able to step up and take over with this offense for Matoyer.
Yeah, he really stepped into that second half and, filled the big shoes of Matoyer and had a beautiful ball touchdown, about a 40-yard pass to the back of the end zone to Qualnell Farrakhan Jr., which only he could have caught, 1 foot back of the end zone, leading him perfectly. So it's not like, he's just some unexperienced guy. He's one of your seniors on this team. So he's one of the key guys to this Woodlands offense now, since Matoyer is sidelined with that hit he took a couple weeks ago.
And that's the one thing that the Woodlands have is a very diverse receiving core. Not only just having people in the backfield, as you'll see from time to time, you'll see Aiden Self, who is
through the heat, through the grind, through the blood, through the sweat, through the tears.
Well, the Highlanders are making their way out of the field house now. They are donning their all reds with white helms, and each player is tapping the Stone of Destiny before they come to their inflatable. Sam, do you know anything about the Stone of Destiny?
No, I don't. I to be honest, I learned about it when I called the Woodlands Willis game because I hadn't called a Woodlands game here. So I just learned about the Stone of Destiny just a couple weeks ago. So is there some sort of history to the Stone of Destiny, or?
That is something that I still have not been able to crack.
Ah.
We had Tori in the booth last season. She was a Woodland student, and I asked her to see if she can do a little reporting and come back and let me know what is about the Stone of Destiny. Obviously, like any powerhouse school, they have their little totem that they're going to come out to on the field. And as the Highlanders are in union, getting ready to come out of the inflatable, that there is some smoke billowing. Everyone is, even the coaches are touching the Stone of Destiny, and the Highlanders are making their way out just walking. And now they are jogging from the 20 and sprinting to the north end zone. Here, a big crowd tonight here at the bank. I understand that it is a Thursday night.
Yeah, it is.
There's no must-see TV right now.
No,
this is must-see
this
TV.
Is must listen to TV.
Well, you can still watch us on the channel.
I guess that's true.
We do have a still.
Yeah.
Which will explain that due to UIL rules and regulations, we cannot provide any visuals tonight. But the entire team is now in the north end zone, taking a knee. As they are walking out, I do see the ROTC headed toward midfield. And out of respect, we are going to be muting ourselves for the national anthem. Everyone's making their way to their respected sidelines. And I do see that the spring team is now running through their crew of drill team yet again. Still a little bit of that smoke hanging around, lingering. It's a bit of a sticky humidity tonight.
It's given a kind of a, I know Halloween just passed, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting over there on the right side of the field.
Sam, Halloween's over. It's Thanksgiving season, okay? I've been already looking at menus, coming up with some ideas, and we could probably talk about that right before or during halftime. But here comes, and we'll mute ourselves for the national anthem. The ROTC making their way off the field, headed towards the sideline, the near sideline, where the Highlanders are lined up, about to have the coin toss and kickoff entitlement. Sam, tonight, one of these teams will be advancing and one will be going home. Kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, it was the same situation last week in the Conroe College Park game where winner got to stay alive and play in the playoffs, and loser season ended short. But it looks like the rain is coming down a little heavier now, just as we're about to start this game.
So the elements will be a factor.
Yes,
and
definitely.
Right now, from the sideline, 3 captains for your Woodlands Highlanders. Number 9, Caleb Phillips. Number 5, Caden Clayton. And number 1, Aiden Self. And for Spring, you see number 2, Clora Johnson.
75, Robert Laura.
I believe that's number 3, Trayshawn Cunningham. And 21, Deshaun McClure. And you are correct. Just looking up at the lights, you can start to see the rain coming down some more. So Spring is going to receive here in the first half. Since the Woodlands won the toss and are going to defer, Woodlands will defend the south end zone near the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that rain is really coming down. This is the hardest we've seen it rain the whole time we've been here. And you know it's raining bad when you can see the rain kind of slowly falling. It gives that slow falling look. But
as long as the God of Thunder does not make his presence known tonight, this is going to be one of those fun high school football games where you don't experience a lot of the elements, but it's going to be one of those fun games that slipping and sliding. And there could be a turnover battle tonight here at the bank. Ching ching.
Yeah, Woodlands wearing the white helmets with red jerseys and red pants. Very nice look here under the lights.
And actually, Spring are donning a gray
Yeah, they
top.
kind of.
From the distance, it did look like they were wearing the green.
I felt like they were wearing green in warm-ups.
They were wearing green in warm-ups, but then they changed into these. But Scott Starzik has the ball lined up on the near hash at the 40, ready to kick it off for the Highlanders. The senior boots it as it goes into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback for the Lions. And we are officially underway for this playoff game at Woodforest Bank Stadium tonight. The Woodlands typically going with 3 down linemen and will either bring a linebacker off of the edge, playing with multiple linebackers and defensive backs, trying to have a lot of protection in midfield. So number 15, Devin Sims, is at QB for Spring right now. It's a play action handoff over to Deshaun McClure. He gets 4 on the carry, and it's going to be second. Actually, yes, it is second and 6 after the 4-yard carry. So Sims, the sophomore, is getting the call as he has a split back formation. Man goes in motion. Another handoff to 21 as he makes his way through the line, powers through, gets a first down. So that was Delonte Henderson now.
Yeah, Spring looking like they're running a hurry-up offense here.
And we get another handoff. We see our first flag tonight. That was number 8, Aaron Ogbar. I think I saw a hold behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but we see Ogbar out there. And he's their normal quarterback. But I guess they're just, in a game like this, you want to get your best players out there. And when the conditions aren't in your favor.
So the hold pushes back 10 yards. It's 2nd and 13. The hold was from Xavier Henderson, number 64, for Spring. And 27, Delonte Henderson in the sidecar. Ball on the right hash. And that was the first pass tonight by Devin Sims as it goes incomplete to the near sideline. It's going to be a 3rd and long. Anything you see on that coverage from the defense that could?
Yeah, it was some tight coverage there, and weather definitely played a factor into the quarterback's ability to throw.
Sims being pressured, trying to escape. He's looking downfield, looking for number 17, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. That was number 17, Desmond Landry. There is no Landry on the field, so that is going to be a 3 and out for the Highlanders, getting to the Lions early.
Andy Orr there for the Woodlands on the coverage, just kind of had his man draped, able to put a hand up there to cause that incompletion on the sideline.
So with just a minute 12 here into the game, is a 4th and 13 as the Woodlands are splitting 2 return specialists. Quanell Farrakhan on the far side. Jackson Bolander on the near. It's a fair catch. And the Highlanders are going to take over at their own 35. And we get to see this offense for the first time tonight. Good job by the Highlanders being able to put pressure on the Lions and draw out a 3 and out.
Yeah,
and the rain is starting to come down even harder. We can hear it here in the booth.
I would not be surprised if we see a lot of just easy screen passes and run plays to kind of settle in this offense for the Highlanders.
Miller in the gun. Walker goes in motion as they pitch it back to Walker as he's going to the far side, stretches, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a 3-yard loss.
Yeah,
that was Floyd Guidry for the Lions, putting pressure and following Walker to get the tackle.
Yeah, kind of was going with like a jet sweep concept and try to get to that edge, but the Spring D-line just able to penetrate that backfield for a big loss.
Farrakhan in motion. Miller. Low pass, gets it over to Bolander as he gets to the second level, and he cuts back. He's running up the middle. He does a stiff arm. He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10, and he is in for the touchdown. First score of the night for the Highlanders. No flags on the field. That is going to stand. Miller to Bolander. Running up and down, side to side, getting to the end zone. Field goal unit. Starzik has a lot of perfect PATs. A little bit of a low snap. Able to get it as it hits off of the annex. Is that what it's called?
The
annex?
Jet Center.
The Jet Center.
Yeah. He's almost kicked it onto the roof there.
As we see this replay, Bolander on the near side cuts back up the middle of the field and then going toward the far side front pylon and gets in while 2 defenders were chasing him.
Yeah, that's a 65-yard touchdown or 68-yard touchdown there, but he definitely ran a lot more than 68 yards as he cuts all the way from the left side of the field all the way to the right side of the field.
You do see him getting a little gas at the very end, but that was a beautiful.
That's enough.
That was enough for it to get the score. Woodlands 7, Spring 0, as we are just close to
2 minutes.
We're over 2 minutes into the game. 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
And not looking like rain was a factor on that play for the Highlanders there.
It was a bit of a low pass.
It was a low pass, but Bolander doing an excellent job to reel it in. I thought from up here it kind of looked like pass was going to hit the ground, but that's one you got to get the fingertips and kind of squeeze the ball and pick it back up and take it to the house.
The technology of equipment nowadays, especially with these gloves, you can just catch and be able to have that
sticky.
Yeah, formerly it used to be sticking where it was kind of an illegal substance back in the day.
Yeah.
But now, these new Nike gloves, Under Armour gloves, whatever company, as far as it gets kicking off to the north end zone, it is out of bounds. It's going to be another touchback. Spring's going to start this second drive at the 25. The Highlanders able to get a 3-and-out. Putting pressure on Devin Sims. We saw some Delonte Henderson in the backfield, a couple split back action. We did see Aaron Ogbar. And Sims is back in the gun, split back system. 3 wide receiver set. Spring going left to right on for us as they give a handoff as Trayshawn Cunningham tried to do a little counter, turn the corner, get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So that was 98. Court Britton, one of our top defensive linemen you can see on the broadcast. Well, what we can see, I apologize.
Yeah, one of the leaders in sacks this year, and all the district Britton is.
There looks to be a substitution that's being made.
Yeah. Britton with 4 sacks on the year.
So David Keith, senior running back, coming off for Spring as they're getting the line back up. It's a 2nd and 9, 9:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Another split backs. Henderson goes in motion. Moves to the slot as they hand it back off, and it is Cunningham again as he gets maybe 2, trying to run in between the tackles and get stopped. It's going to be a 3rd and possibly 7, depending on the spot, 3rd and 7. So while the Highlanders are usually bringing 3 down linemen, they have 4 linebackers and 4 defensive backs right now. Sims, plenty of time, escapes pressure but gets sacked. That is number 97, Derek Harrell, the junior, making a big stop here, drawing another 3-and-out. As Quanell Farrakhan and the sole touchdown holder tonight, Jackson Bolender, are back out to field a punt. They're lining up on the Woodlands, let's say 46. Farrakhan on the far side, Bolender on the near side. Spring. Booting it. A favorable bounce. And looks like they're going to call the play dead at the 26. And this will be the second time we're going to see this Highlander offense tonight. Coming off of the big 68-yard touchdown from Miller to Bolender. I know it's early, Sam. What have you seen that you like from this offense tonight?
Just their ability to simplify the game with the conditions. You know, obviously when it's raining, it's harder to take some shots downfield, but still able to use the pass game with their second play from scrimmage being a screen pass to Jackson Bolender, which resulted in a 68-yard touchdown.
Miller hands it off to Farrakhan as he's running to the far side, and he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and they call the play dead. They're going to say forward progress is going to be a 2, maybe 3-yard loss, waiting for the line judge to spot the ball. So it was a 2-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 12. Just 7.5 here left in the first quarter. Woodland still going split backs, going right to left as they look to the sideline to see the change from coach. Miller getting the play, getting the cadence ready. It's a play action, get a slant, and it's over to Shane Walker as he gets the first down. So the play action to self ends up with a pass over to Shane Walker up the middle of the field as the Highlanders are close to midfield. Ball at the 44, lined up in the middle of the hash.
Yeah, pass game been very effective for the Highlanders so far. 2 plays, both over 20 yards.
Farrakhan in motion, picking up the block. As they give it to Self, and he pushes for maybe 2 on that carry. So Floyd Guidry, you're going to hear his name quite a bit from the spring side. He is putting a lot of pressure on that offensive line.
From up here, he looks like
a madman.
A junior.
So Self lined up to the right of Miller. Another quick bubble screen to Patrick Rabel. But there are just a pride of Lions. Say 4 get in on the mix, and it's going to be a 3rd and 9 with 6 remaining here in the first quarter. Woodlands playing safe with these short passes, not wanting to try to get any interceptions, give it up any turnovers for the Highlanders, trying to extend their playoff berth this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see kind of something similar we saw him do on second down, just a little short slant pass over the middle to try to pick up that first.
Miller gets a screen over to Self. As he's following his blockers, he's at the 40 of Spring, and he jukes the defender and is finally tackled. That was number 10, Reuben Ingram. Big first down by Self. As looks to be a timeout called by Spring. That's going to be their first timeout. Jonah Espinoza, and I think that was Floyd Guidry, getting in the backfield, but Miller able to just hesitate enough to get the screen over to Self. And they are already back. Actually, this is the first time they're in Lion territory.
Yeah, because they had
the big touchdown score.
But that was designed kind of like screen where all the offensive linemen just let the D-line get into the backfield. And as long as Miller has the composure to just make that dump pass to Self, it allows those O-linemen to get downfield and get some blocks into the second level.
Not to mention just the way that Self's vision was great, following his blockers, and even able to just jump over a defender and then finally getting tackled by Ingram. But just a dynamite execution throughout the entire play call. Miller and company lining back up. Woodlands going with 3 wide receivers. Self in the backfield to the left of Miller. Walker in motion as they give it to Self yet again, and he gets a big run in between the tackles. I'd say that's 9, maybe 8.
Might be 8.5.
8.5.
Give him 9.
I don't want to math tonight, but I do see that the scoreboard does say 2nd and 1 with just 5 remaining here in the first quarter as the Woodlands are finally in the red zone this drive. Their first appearance tonight in the red zone. As Bolander goes in motion. Another handoff to Self as he just leaps another defender. He just jumps over Jonah Espinoza and gets the first down.
Yeah, and Self is running with just so much confidence right now. Taking some hits, but able to pick up some extra yards to help his team move down the field.
The senior's having himself a night. As they go split backs, they're getting a different play call from coach. So it's Bolander to the right, Self to the left. Ball lined up in the middle of the hash. Highlander still going to the left, north end zone. And the Lions were able to just finally put a stop to Self. That was Guidry and Espinoza.
Yeah, those are the 2 guys on this Lions defense that have stood out to me the most so far. And
the big boys just dominating in the trenches.
The 2 D tackles.
We're seeing some substitutions being made by the Woodlands, so it's a 2nd and 10. Highlanders moving right to left. Play clock at 9. as they made some substitutions. They're bringing a lot of defenders at the and a lot of people on the line as Juanel Farrakhan gets a direct snap, and he is just short of the first down. No. Referee signaling that he did get the first down. No, it is just short.
They're playing with us right now.
They are. But they brought in kind of a jumbo package, trying to get a lot more linemen to defend and block, as they're going to have Farrakhan and Joseph Canola in the backfield. As it's another direct snap to Farrakhan. He gets the first down. He's fighting for extra yardage. Do they signal? They do! He crosses the plane. Farrakhan on the ground gets the touchdown to extend the lead at 13 for the Woodlands, with 2:58 remaining, pending the extra point. Starzik and company ready to kick the extra point. Good snap, good hold, hits the C yet again.
He's just aiming for it at this point.
With the confidence that the senior has, especially, no, actually he's a junior. My apologies.
He's playing like a senior.
He's playing like a senior. But I know you can look up, I know you have the stats over there. Starzik, I believe he has been perfect on PATs on the season.
I think he would be perfect. I think there was a couple that got blocked or it was a bad snap. I think I was actually at one of those calling those games. But he's 61 of 63.
Okay, so he did miss 2. But it's still a high percentage.
That's 96%, 97%. So that's I feel like any sport if you're that.
As the rain's pouring down here at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
It has not let up.
It has not let up.
It was, I mean, the whole time we were here pregame, it did not look like it was gonna. I thought it was gonna be a pretty nice night, but it just.
And I feel for those students in the student section. You do not see many umbrellas over there.
It's kids. I'm one of them. Not big on the planning aspect. It wasn't. If it's not raining when you leave the house, surely it can't rain while you're out, right?
Well, Rihanna said it best. When it's raining more than ever, you can stand under my umbrella. Ella, A. So this kick is going to actually be fielded from Spring, and that is number 34 on the return. That is Tyler Dixon, who starts from the 2 and is tackled in Highlander territory. This would be the best field position of the night for the Lions, as they're going to start off at the Woodlands 45 with 2:49 remaining here in the first quarter. And the Highlanders making their way off the sideline. Sims still going to be under center for the Lions. Lining up with 4 receivers. Looks like Delonte Henderson to the right, ball on the right hash. Delayed handoff over to Henderson.
Ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground. Woodlands are signaled they got it. We're waiting. They are signaling that is a fumble recovered by the Woodlands. First turnover of the night. Trying to see who was able to come up with it. Could not really see who was able to come up with it. I do apologize, but the Woodlands starting off back at their own 45 with 2:42 remaining. They're going to be moving right to left, going back to that north end zone.
Yeah, and that Spring defense has got to be a little winded. Didn't get much time to break there.
Miller in the pocket, plenty of time. He's rolling left as he decides to go out of bounds. Smart play by the senior. If there's nothing down there, just go get a couple yards and don't need to try to make anything happen.
You got two possession lead.
Exactly, 2-possession lead.
You just, forced a big turnover, and you just want to really get this Lions defense really drained out. You had a over 5-minute drive, last drive, which has kind of worn down that defense, especially in the rain.
Well, the Woodlands are going empty. Miller, quick pass up the middle. Oh, the ball comes out. It is intercepted by Spring. Number 2, Clorid Johnson Jr. with the interception. The ball was in Bolander's hands, but because of the rain, it just jumped up like a can of corn. Johnson was there.
And that's one of the interceptions for Johnson that's just right place, right time. As the ball, as we said, went right through Bolander's hands, kind of, shot straight up into the air and fell into the arms of Johnson. And so definitely seeing the impact of the rain now.
Turnover battle, it's even again. As the Lions lining up with 4 receivers, 3 on the near side. It's another handoff over to Henderson. Best way to just give the ball back to the senior. Don't worry about what happened last series. Spring keeping the same personnel. You do see Ogbar go in motion as they do give him the ball, and he is tackled by 2, maybe 3 Highlanders. Did see number 9 Caleb Phillips in the mix as the rain's coming down. The Eurythmics said it best, here comes the rain again. It's going to be a 3rd and 11, maybe 3rd and 12.
Yeah, it's going to be real hard for either team to really get any explosive plays here in the rain.
Sims, plenty of time. The pocket collapses. He's escaping. He's able to get through some defenders, and he's now in the second level. Gets the first down for Spring, running to the far side. And that is going to be a first down for Spring as they are now back in Highlander territory.
Yeah, great improvisation there by Sims. Feels the pressure coming from the side, steps up and picks up the first.
Hurried play as they hand it off over to Henderson. Spring going to continue to go with this hurry-up offense to not allow the Woodlands to get any substitutions. I do see Woodlands still lining up with the 3 front down linemen, almost some movement. I think that was number 94, Kaio Andrade. Ball on the left hash. Sims, quick pass, bubble screen, ball comes out. Almost, actually no one was in the vicinity of the ball. Thought it was going to be an interception.
Yeah, ball's definitely slippery.
So 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Woodlands bringing 4, having a linebacker off the edge. Bad snap, and that's actually Ogbar in the backfield and just ran towards their sideline. So it's going to be a 4th and let's say maybe 7.
I think it's going to take it to the end of the first quarter there.
That is correct, Sam. So as the time is expiring here on the first quarter, we're going to move to the opposite side of the field. Woodlands leading 14-0. Exciting first quarter.
Yeah, been a lot of action. Big plays, big turnovers.
And I was able to get a little update on who was able to recover the ball for the Woodlands. That was number 43, Zachary Wardle, who was able to get the fumble recovery earlier. Thank you to the great producing team that we have here that could just do a little bit of replay and rewind. But the rain is coming down. You know, you're probably going to get a lot of references to rain from me tonight. You ever heard November Rain by Guns N' Roses?
If I heard the song, maybe. I'm not very good when it comes to song titles unless the song title is in the song.
Well, Axl Rose said it best. You can't hold a candle in the cold November rain. Unfortunately, it's not that cold tonight.
No, it's not. Hey, but it feels rain is definitely making it a little colder out there, I'm sure.
As play is going to resume here in the second quarter. It's a fourth. The Spring Lions are going to go for it on fourth down. And the ball, another slippery snap. And that is Sims being able to escape pressure, but there is a flag near the 40. He was able to get out of bounds at the 30, but that would be a turnover on downs. If the penalty is on Spring, they would just decline, and then it would be a turnover on downs waiting for the referees. But I do see the sideline judge. He is actually signaling that it was on Spring. Most likely it was most likely a hold. Couldn't hear the referee from the sideline that much. But the Woodlands are going to start over after the turnover on downs at their own 30. Ball on the right hash. 11:52 here left in the half. Miller still in the gun. Self to the right. Quanell Farrakhan in motion as they give the ball to Self. As he hesitates, gets up the middle of the field to the second level. Tackled at the 45. Just a nice run by Self. Great delay. Great hesitation. As you see, he had a little side stutter step and then just was able to enough room from the Woodlands line to allow just that quick hole, able to drive through it. As they're now split backs for the Highlanders. They're just knocking on the door of Lion territory. And Bolander goes in motion. And that was, I believe, Farrakhan on the carry as he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a
third and long. But there's already been 4 tackles for loss for this Spring Lions defense in the first half with 10:39 left to go in the second quarter. So that front 4 has been very effective.
This is second and 11. They were saying that it was third and 11. No, I was kind of questioning that for a second.
You're right. Because I had third down.
I think that they're going to call a timeout. Because I was like, did we miss a play? I know that it's been going by really quick, but it is going to be a timeout called by the Woodlands. Well, I guess we're going to be keeping the puns and references with the rain tonight. So a guy walked into HEB, and he said, man, it's raining cats and dogs out there. And then another guy walks in behind him and said, yeah, I know, I stepped in a poodle. Oh, so second and 11. 10:30 remaining here in the half. Ball on the near hash. Bolander in motion. It's another delayed handoff as they give it to Self. Following his blockers. He gets maybe 6. It's going to be a 3rd and 5. What's up, Sam?
Just something on the Jumbotron about the...
Is the chicken in there? Is the chicken out there again?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know about this chicken.
I think
Sounds
it's the ones
interesting.
whenever they have that green chicken. There's a jet sweep from Farrakhan going on the far side. This kid has speed. As he breaks a tackle, is he going back to the near side? He looks like he's going to have it. He's at the 10-5 touchdown. Quanell Farrakhan 2 for 2 on the night. 50-yard house call.
Man, he has just elite speed and is able to maneuver and just kind of intertwine around this Lions defense. It's basically once you get past those front four guys, it's, you know, got a chance to get in the end zone.
The way that he's just able, it's hard to describe and put adjectives, because wide receivers and running backs obviously have different builds. I'm just trying to think of like someone who had just explosive speed in the pros that was able to just cut and just continue to change their trajectory. But Farrakhan, a 50-yard touchdown run.
He's also pretty tall too. I would say he's probably what, like 6'1"?
And he has one more year here
at
the Woodlands.
I can't believe he's a junior.
I know that he did start playing over at Grand Oaks and then was able to move to the Woodlands last season. I believe his freshman year he was over at Grand Oaks. So I've got to see him throughout his high school career. And just the way that he's able to grow as a player and hone his craft is nothing to go unnoticed. But I'm just trying to think, like a good comp that you can give him on a comparison with just the way that he's able to cut and move. To someone who I remember having explosive speed in the NFL, someone like maybe Justin Jefferson, kind of like that same build.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, somebody that's taller, because he's got a tall frame.
That's true.
So, like, he's not, shorter like the Tyreek Hills, the Devin Hesters. He's got some size.
Yes. So Starzyk kicks it out of the end zone. The Lions are going to start back at their own 25, and now they are going from right to left towards the north end zone. I'm just kind of curious what Coach Singleton has, what kind of pep talk he's given to his squad, especially since they're down 3 possessions right now, just down 21, as the Woodlands are just running away with it. It's another delayed handoff as they feed it over to Delonte Henderson again. Say that he gets stopped at the line. I don't know if you were paying attention, Sam, but I said that the Woodlands are running away with it.
There's supposed to be like a pun there?
Well, they have been running the ball effectively.
Oh, okay.
They're running away with it.
I thought it was something to do with the rain or something.
No, I didn't go rain. I went run.
Like raining away with it? That would have been pretty punny, right?
So, juvenile. So juvenile. Sims still under center for the Lions. It looked like Ogbar was in motion again. They're continuing to feed. That was a big truck by Henderson. Actually, no, that was Cunningham this time. So it is going to be, let's say, a 3rd and 2 with just 8.5 remaining here in the half. Ball at the 33.
Haven't seen a bad snap or a bobbled snap on this drive for the Lions, as that was an issue for them last drive. Just maybe they kind of found their the groove here, snapping that ball on.
The elements are playing a factor tonight. Looks like the Highlanders are bringing a lot of pressure, and that was number 11, Luke Johnson, the senior, making a tackle, but the Lions were able to get the first down as they moved the chains. So this drive stays alive for Spring. Trayshawn Cunningham in the backfield. Sims getting the play, calling to his line. So they're lined up with 4 receivers. It's another handoff to Cunningham as he's able to get past in between the tackle and guard on the right side. as he is tackled, maybe 5 on that carry. It'll be 2nd and 5 as they are close to midfield here in the Shenandoah Woodforce Bank Stadium. Ball on the 42.
Yeah, see
Woodlands leading 21-0.
See the referee got a little towel to kind of wipe off the ball every once in a while.
Looks like we have a penalty now. This will be the first penalty for the Woodlands. Actually, no, that was a false start.
Be a false start, yeah.
So that's the second penalty tonight for Spring. I did see Derek Harrell jump, so I guess he saw movement and he reacted. A little hyped up in here tonight. I think the pregame coffee is kicking in.
That's good. I got mine and I drank throughout the game.
Sims, plenty of time, throwing downfield. Farrakhan on the coverage. That was number 12, Kevin Davis, signaling where's the flag, and the flag comes late.
Yeah, referee was trying to get it out of his holster. I guess I'm kind of going to call it. But
that is now the first penalty tonight on the Woodlands. That'll be a 15-yard automatic first down. I understand you need to play these wide receivers tight, not let anything get past you, as we do see Farrakhan playing Ironman football.
Both ways.
Trying to be a Travis Hunter.
Colorado.
Unfortunate series of events for the Buffs this year. 4 and 5. They started hot, started to sizzle a little bit, but still fun to watch. It's another handoff. Big tackle at the line of scrimmage. Maybe Cunningham got a yard or two. I think that was Martin Schofield, number 12, the senior.
There was a lot of Highlanders there.
There were a lot of Highlanders there, but I did see him get up after the pile. I know that he wasn't in the mix. So Sims in the gun. Lined up with three wide receivers on the near side. Ball on the right hash. Quick slant. Actually a little cutback. Intended to 17, Desmond Landry. Goes out of bounds.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a 3rd and 8.
Ball kind of just floated on him. It was just a quick pass. Probably was not able to get the greatest of grip on that throw.
So this 3rd and 8, ball at the 47, the Highlander 47. Highlander showing blitz. It's another quick pass over to 17. Desmond Landry goes incomplete, so it's going to be a 4th and 8. And Coach Singleton is calling out the punt unit.
This is one of the times I want to see a
fake
punt, yeah. Don't know if I've seen fake punt all year.
They are pretty rare nowadays.
Yeah.
As Farrakhan is lined up over at the Highlander, I would say at the 18, but it does look like they are going to try to do some trickery.
Oh, no.
No. Just moving some people. As Farrakhan, the man has speed, does a spin move as he runs back to the far sideline. He's on the sideline. He's at their own 40. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's at the 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Highlanders. Quanell Farrakhan having himself a night. 2 rushing touchdowns. Punt return touchdown. I'd say that was a 79-yard return by the junior. I don't think I see any laundry.
I don't either. I mean, I thought he was going to signal for a fair catch there and that Woodlands were going to go down the field with a drive, but he's like, no, I'll just get in the end zone for my hat trick in the first half.
Starzyk remains perfect tonight. So halfway through the second quarter, and it's been all Highlanders tonight. As Farrakhan has been having himself a night. He's been cashing it in here at the bank.
Got to make the money references when you commentate here at the bank.
Of course. I mean, we're having fun. We're watching football. We're getting to enjoy it, and we're getting to, unfortunately, we get to stay dry.
Yeah. Unlike the student section. One umbrella. I do see an umbrella. There's one.
There's one.
So
as the rain is still coming down here,
Starzik
is lining it up on the 40-yard line. He likes to favor the right hash mark.
Yeah, and every time he tees it up, you kind of expect he's going to put it through the back of the end zone.
Now, we did let one get
he did
in the field of play. Tyler Dixon was able to get, I think, about a 50-yard kick return. Starzik boots it off, and it looked like Clorett Johnson was going to run it out, but decided to take the knee.
A little hesitation. He was
trying to just see if they were going to try to change their lanes on the return. But every single defender were following their assignment in their lanes, territory on the field. Sam, we've seen roughly 18 minutes of football tonight. What drive is this for? Spring, I'd say this is 5th or 6th.
Yes, their 5th drive.
5th drive?
6th. No, this is going to be their 6th. They've had 5 drives.
It's another handoff by Spring, and this time it is Cunningham in the backfield. You have to give it up for the conditioning on this Highlander defense. The fact that they have been out on the field more than their offense tonight and being able to still produce at this high level.
Yeah, Quinnell Farrakhan Jr. is still out there after he just took one to the house, playing two-way. He's probably out there every snap because he's on the punt return team, as we've just learned.
I do see Caleb Phillips attacking the line as it's going to be a sweep. And that is Cunningham again. And I think they are going to say he gets a first down. So Cunningham gets 7 on the carry, maybe 8, but it is a first down as we are now just 5 minutes remaining in this half. Ball on the 31. And there are some substitutions happening for the Lions. Play clock's at 12. See if they can get everyone lined up. Cunningham with another carry. 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball at the 38. Highlanders leading 28-0, shutting out the Spring Lions. Highlanders trying to keep their season alive as 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first half.
Yeah, and the
play clock winding down at 10.
Highlander defense tonight has really been aggressive after that. The quarterback showing a lot of blitz looks and sending those blitz looks.
Sims gets another handoff. I think that was Cunningham again. Martin Schofield on the tackle. So it's a 3rd and 7. Ball at the 39 on the Spring 39. Ball is on the far hash. 3 wide receivers on the near side. Sims gets a slant. A little high pass, almost intercepted. That was over to number 2, Clorett Johnson.
Farrakhan almost picked that one off.
As he is moving back to return another punt. Just watching the replay here from the booth, it was just a high pass. Farrakhan, you're right, going forward, trying to get the pick. But that was great coverage from Shane Walker. So Walker also playing a little two-way action tonight.
Oh, there's the fake.
And the Highlanders did not fool the Highlanders as Nathaniel Thomas was trying to keep it for the fake punt. They stop him. They let him get what, maybe 1 yard, maybe 2. So the Highlanders are going to take over at the Lions 41 with 3 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the half. Rain still coming down, pouring down. As the offense are coming back, and it looks like we're going to see Joseph Canola in the backfield as it's a quick pass over to Walker. He's still standing. A lot of Lions tackling, finally brought down, and I do see number 91, Jonah Espinoza, in the mix.
Yeah, on that tackle, it looks like his wrist tape is coming undone. He's got like
what Iron Man 2, what was his name? Like
I don't believe I've seen that movie.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing with your life?
I saw Indiana Jones. That was the homework it gave me.
How do you not watch the MCU?
I've seen the Avengers. I don't think I've watched the Iron Man
How
movies.
dare you, sir? How dare you?
I know.
Miller in the gun, ball in the right hash. Drops back, 3-step drop, plenty of time, plenty of vision. Looking downfield, it looks like it's going to be almost intercepted. Double coverage. I think that was Aiden Self running there.
Yeah, and it looked like the two defenders for Spring just kind of ran into each other. Could have had the interception there.
Yeah. Everyone playing the ball. It was a nice, deep pass. Self coming off to the sideline and take a quick breather after that big route. Just had a nice touch on it. Just timed it. So low snap as they give it to Canola as he spin moves and runs back up the middle. The ball comes out, but it is recovered. And is that Farrakhan? Farrakhan does a juke move, and he's still standing. How can he still be standing? And he gets the first down, making something out of nothing.
He's everywhere on this field. I mean, the play wasn't even, designed to him as the ball comes out, and he's able to – he's a ball magnet today.
He's there. He's everywhere. Farrakhan.
66, blocking the back. 10-yard penalty from the father's fall.
So the penalty of the block in the back is going to take the first down, push it back, is now going to be third and that's a 16, third and 17, third and 16. Under 2 minutes remaining here. Play clock at 10. Highlanders just going to let the play clock get close to 0. Chew up some more clock. Another snap. And I see that is number 20, Noble Jones. I'm sorry, number 30.
Yeah.
Keandra Barker. One of the things that I do love about playoff football, Sam, is the call-ups from the junior varsity team and the freshman team that get to start to get reps with the team, practicing, getting the opportunity to come up and still play. So you get to see a lot of other players that you haven't seen on Friday Night Lights and Thursday Night Lights as they're going for it on fourth down. Miller escapes pressure as it's going to be incomplete coming out of Walker's hands. That's going to be a turnover on downs, the first turnover on downs by the Highlanders tonight. With just 54 seconds remaining, Woodlands still leading 28-0.
And they get the ball at half.
And they get the ball back at the half. We've had a passing touchdown, we've had a special teams touchdown, and we've had 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Any other types of touchdowns you want to see? Pick six?
Pick six, I guess. Pick six or a fumble recovery touchdown, and we can kind of get everything.
Got to score that
Maybe
bingo card.
Pick 2.
So it's another handoff. Having trouble seeing which defender it was. That was actually Martin Schofield again, making himself known tonight. And that was on Trayshawn Cunningham. So no gain. We're just 30 seconds remaining, so there would most likely be one more play by the Lions. Now, if they do throw a pass and it could potentially be incomplete.
It's true.
Then there would be 2 more plays. So they decide to hand it off again as they give it to Delonte Henderson. It'll be a 3rd and 8, but the time clock is going to expire. That is it for the half. Woodlands leading 28-0. Both teams going to the field house. They're going to just dry themselves off to come back out here. The Highlanders still staying at their sideline, respectively, hearing Coach. So Coach Rapp is giving them a pep talk before they go in. You do see some players up there. See some emotions from the team, from the players. They're hyped up as they are making their way to the field house. And Sam, we've already had 24 minutes of football. It's been all Woodlands tonight, as the spring drill team is going to make their way out to the field. They're going to do their halftime show. Before we have our little timeout, little TO for us, what'd you like seeing this first half?
Man, I like seeing this Highlander team come out and play with a confidence. This is a team that's highly regarded in the state. You have a lot of great skill players, and we're seeing that tonight with Quanell Farrakhan Jr. just being an absolute spark plug all over this lineup, whether it be, him lining up in the Wildcats, direct snap to him for the touchdown, punt return touchdown. Just having a hat trick in the first half is
impressive.
Quite impressive.
The Woodlands have constantly been let me slow down, let me rephrase. The Woodlands have constantly made an appearance in the postseason, especially for the District 13 6A.
Mm-hmm.
And while they did not win the district, they still have had many matchups that have prepared them for this. They played North Shore earlier in the season.
Lamar.
They played Lamar.
Willis.
And then even just the shootout with Willis.
Yeah.
Even though it was a loss, it was still a high-scoring game.
That's a game.
And one of those teams, and obviously the Highlanders, were able to put up points against Willis, with a lot of teams haven't been able to do this year.
Yeah, that's a very good point there. And all of the losses you take, especially from this Woodlands team, is going to take as a learning opportunity to grow and know what we got to work on in these last 2 weeks as they had the bye and then the week leading up to the playoffs.
Because if they were potentially able to face North Shore again in the postseason, they already have some tape.
Yeah,
they're able to play off of what they originally did in that first game.
Yeah, I was told my 8th grade basketball season, hardest thing to do is to beat a team twice.
Yes.
It's what I've been told. I love quoting that. Coach Hill, my 8th grade basketball coach, would always say that. Hardest thing to do is to beat a team twice.
We are going to take a brief TO, and the drill team for spring is about to make their way out to the field and have their little halftime show, and then it'll be
second half.
The second half. Well, let's not forget about the Highlander, the High Steppers. They're going to get to do their show as well.
Did not know they were here today. Yeah. I got covered by the umbrella. They got their umbrellas. They came prepared.
Well, they listened to Rihanna before they came in. But I'm Jackson Cochran.
Alongside Sam Ulrich.
And we will be back with you shortly. Hope you're enjoying the game. Hey there, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back. We are just a minute and a half until we start resuming play here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. If you've been with us tonight, it's been all Highlanders all night. They've been running away with it. It is 28-0 over the Spring Lions. The Highlanders are back out of the field house. They are touching the Stone of Destiny and about to come back out of their inflatable. And Shirley Manson might have said it best. I'm only happy when it rains. If you get that reference, Sam, which I know
no,
you
I
don't.
And I don't. I don't know what it's from. I can make context clues, possibly a movie.
No, actually, it's a song.
Shirley
Manson was the lead singer of Garbage, is still the lead singer of the 90s grunge band Garbage, or grunge or alternative band. But they have a song called I'm Only Happy When It Rains. And it's been raining all night here at the bank, but doesn't seem to affect the Highlanders too much. What do you think? I'm sorry. What do you think Coach Rapp was talking to his team about while they were in the field house?
Just keep doing what you're doing. But really what it was talking about is just maintaining control of the ball, really. You know, this is a Woodlands team who's been here and done that when it comes to, one, playoff games, and then two, also playing in rainy conditions, just able to keep possession of the ball. And if you do turn over, you're just going to have to blame it on the rain.
That's true. We were talking before the game even started, just like the Woodlands ways to win, and right now we weren't expecting that it was going to be Devin Sims who was going to be under center, because we knew that they do split time with Aaron Ogbar. But while I was saying put pressure on Ogbar, well, they've been putting pressure on Sims. There have been times in the pocket where he has come under duress, where he's had to escape, and he's also been experiencing, because of the elements, not being able to get a good grip on the ball because of, obviously,
the rain.
And one was another one of mine was win the turnover battle. Obviously, they're about even right now. There was an interception earlier that I wouldn't really call that an interception on Miller. There has to be a stat that has to be created.
Dropped, but
only like interception caused by a receiver. I know it's going to be really weird, but it's kind of within baseball, you know, and the error is on the player that caused it, because that was a perfect place ball.
Straight through the hands.
Just straight to the hands, and it just was a can of corn. That was just caught right there by the Lions. But
yeah, and then there's been a couple turnover on downs by each team.
I know that the Highlanders did have one closer to the end of the second quarter, and I believe that the Lions maybe had one or two. But
yeah, I think it's two.
Lions are lined up, ready to kick it off. I do see it's number 32,
kind of a
Francisco Rubio, and it was a little squib kick. They were trying to do a recovery to get the ball back, but it was a fair catch, and that was caught by Aiden Self. And the Highlanders are going to, I'd say, start it off at their own, let's say, 37. That's where the ball is being placed. But it's been a very exciting game, and as you were saying, Sam, just continue to do what you're doing. You have control of the game. Don't let your foot off the gas. Continue to drive down the field. As Miller is lining up in the gun, split backs, as he gives it to Bolander. As he cuts back, say he gets maybe 6 on that carry, and we are officially underway here in the third quarter. Sam, I do appreciate the thorough notes that you've been providing for us this evening here in the booth.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Try my best.
2nd and 6. I think that the Highlanders are going to do their best to try to chew up a lot of clock.
Yeah.
I'm going to let that play clock expire as it's already at 10. Farrakhan goes in motion. It's a delayed handoff to Self as he cuts back and is moving to the left side, the far side of the sideline, but is still in between the tackles. That's going to be a 3rd and, let's say, no gain, so that's going to be a 3rd and 6 still. And the ball's at their own 42.
Yeah, just take as much time off the clock if you're the Highlanders here. You know, want to get out of this first playoff round with a win, move on to the next round in timely fashion.
It's a jet sweep, a little pitch over to Bolander as he gets into the second level and is in Lion territory. He gets a first down, and I'd say he was tackled at the 30. No, that's the 44. So Bolander was going in motion. It's kind of a little shuffle pass. You could say that it was a pass. You could say that it was a little pitch. The scorekeeper's going to most likely give him a reception on that.
I guess so. I wrote it down as a handoff, but
could be one of those shuffle passes still behind the line.
I'll change it.
All right, and it's the same play, and this time they give it to Farrakhan as he is in the open field, as he's still rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. The ball comes out. The ball's loose, as it is. I'd say that the Lions were able to recover in the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback for him.
Wow. There was a lot going on in that play.
So they are going to say that the ball was down at the 2, maybe the 3.
Yeah, the referees are going to convene. One was signaling touchback.
Yes. The one on the near side of the end zone, but they're all going to meet over at, say, the 2, maybe 3-yard line. They're going to have a discussion. Smelling the fajitas next door.
Smell great. Touchback.
So it is a touchback. The Lions are going to take over at their own 20. So a little momentum shift.
Yeah, definitely.
The Lions taking advantage of the fumble recovery. They are winning the turnover battle tonight, but still trailing by 28. Sims gets a handoff, and that is over to Henderson. He tried to turn the corner a little bit. He gets.
Yeah, he's been their main guy all night when it comes to the ground game. Very powerful runner.
It's a little split between him and Cunningham, but I do agree as Cunningham gets the handoff as he's still churning and is finally tackled. Say he gets the first down for the Lions. Lions. Kind of weird word to say. It's either a lion or lions.
The plural.
I know. Well, it's a 1st and 10 as the Lions are moving right to left, so they're going towards the north end zone. Changing the play at the line. Play clock is now at 11. As they give the handoff back over to Henderson as he turns the corner. So that sweep turns into 6, 7, 8 yards. So it's going to be a 2nd and 2 as Henderson, as you said, Sam, is becoming the bell cow back of the night for the Lions. It's another give, and they're giving it to Cunningham as he cuts back as he was going nowhere and is met. Looks like that was number 11, Luke Johnson, and number 98, Court Britton. We've called his name a few times tonight.
Yeah, we have. It's a great front 7 the Woodlands
I believe
have.
It looked like Martin Schofield was about to get his way through the line, and that's why Cunningham had to cut back because he knew that he was met back of the line. So it's going to be a 3rd and 1. Ball at the 40. As Cunningham gets the rock yet again, spin moves in the middle of the field. He gets the first down as he continues to keep this drive alive for the Lions. As the Pride is still working their way down to the middle of the field, trying to get into the Highlander territory. Quanell Farrakhan is lined up on number 12, Kevin Davis. Spring hasn't really tried to throw the ball too much after. And it's another handoff. I think this time is over to Henderson. Say they get maybe a yard.
And 6 straight runs to start this drive for the Lions.
Actually, that was Cunningham again. We do see Aaron Ogbar moving on the field. He's lining up in the slot, looks to be for Spring.
Yeah, and it looks like beginning of the second half, the rain is starting to die down a little bit. It is not raining nearly as hard as it has been.
It's still present.
Yeah, definitely.
Another handoff over to Henderson. I'd say he gets maybe 4. So it's going to be a 3rd and 5. As Henderson still just continuing to fight for extra yardage. Trips on the near side for Spring. Looks like they're changing the play. Caleb Phillips moving around for the linebacking core of the Highlanders. So this is going to be the first pass we're seeing. The ball comes out with the pump fake. Was Sims able to fall on it?
I think he was.
Sims was able to fall on it. It's going to be a 4th and long now. So we're going to see number 71, Skylan Filota. Something a little unorthodox. You don't see many linemen turn into your punter.
That's a talented athlete right there.
Oh, forgot to mention who was punting for Spring earlier in the game. Kind of like what Caney Creek does. They have one of their linemen who's able to, and the kid has a leg. And it's another punt. And it looks like Farrakhan is back. Calls poison. And this is going to be a favorable bounce inside the 10, almost inside the 5. So we're going to see the Woodlands start at their own 6. Need to go 94 back to the end zone. They were knocking on the door. Unfortunately, Farrakhan did have that fumble in the first half. In the first series.
On that drive, I was actually going to compliment the Woodlands' ball security throughout that drive and being able to hold on to it, but
so you jinxed them.
Well, I didn't actually say it yet. I was about to.
You manifested it. You put it out there. It was in
my
there.
head. But
Woodlands lining up with 4.
Got to be the key to this drive is ball control.
Bolander goes in motion. It's another quick pass over to Farrakhan as he's been just destroying the defense with the amount of yardage he has pulled tonight. And he doesn't even look fatigued at all.
No, not even a bit.
The junior has speed.
They put him everywhere. He's probably lined up in almost every position.
He's like a Debo Samuel. He's like a.
There you go.
And we have a slant pass. And that was Shane Walker on the reception. Gets a first down for the Highlanders. Yeah, he's kind of like a Swiss Army man.
That's the perfect player comp I would give to Cornell Farrakhan Jr.
He doesn't have the muscular build. Obviously, he's a high school kid. But Debo,
put him everywhere.
You could put him everywhere. You could put him in the backfield. You could put him in the slot. You could put him on the XY, wherever you need him. He's going to make a play. So first down, Highlanders going left to right. Miller, plenty of time in the pocket, throwing towards the far sideline. He does get Patrick Rabel. Haven't had a chance to call his name much tonight, but the senior gets a first down. And that is one of those things that we've talked about in our pre-show, Sam, is just the amount of diversity that they have with the receivers.
The wide receiver room.
The wide receiver room, many playmakers, because they can either play in the backfield as a running back. They can play either X, Y, Z, depending on where they are on the field, able to make plays. And that's what is so great with this Highlander offense as Miller gets another quick pass over to Farrakhan in open space as he's cutting in his tackle, shoestring tackle, right at the 35. And we have ourselves an official timeout. So with the official timeout, it is 4:15 remaining here in the third quarter. It's going to be a first down for the Highlanders. Ball's going to be at the Lion 45. So the shoestring tackle we have just dead ball right now. Highlanders were able to get some momentum moving up the field. So we are going to be, there's going to be a bit of a delay right now. Unfortunately, just a little TO on the field at this time. Just seeing if I can look up for any other updates throughout the district tonight. See who's all playing. So of all the teams that are in our district that are going to be playing, tomorrow night, the Wildcats are going to be hosting the Aldine Nimitz Cougars. The Conroe Tigers are going to be on the road to play Spring Westfield Mustangs over at Planet Ford Stadium. And then on Saturday, the Oak Ridge War Eagles are going to be on the road to see the Spring Decaney Wildcats, and that's also going to be played at Planet Ford Stadium. So this is the only game we have here tonight. That's going to be a home game for the Conroe Independent School District. We have 3 teams in it. And they were about to resume play, but then it looks like there is going to be a timeout. That's being another timeout called, this time by the Highlanders. So ball's on the 31 with 3:48 remaining here in the third quarter. Looking at the sideline, keeping an eye out. So we know that head coach Jim Rapp for the Highlanders is talking to his guys. They had the lead at the moment, still 28-0. All the Highlanders need to do is continue to chew up some clock and go home with the victory.
Dry off. Definitely.
Hot shower, warm meal.
They got to go to school tomorrow.
They do have to go to school tomorrow.
I got to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah, no NBA 2K tonight, okay?
Glad you remembered that. We talked about that.
Hey, I tell this to my family all the time. I look, hear, and see everything. Aiden Self with the handoff, going for a deep pass. I think that was, I'm looking again.
Eli Lancaster.
So it was 82 Eli Lancaster. He was running off the sideline and had to put the brakes on.
Yeah.
So it was a little trick play by the Highlanders. They just handed it off to Self, and he was rolling left, and then, or he was running left, then he cut back, rolled right. So split backs as they give it back to Self as he is tackled by number 91, Jonah Espinoza. I'm telling you, this front line from the Lions, they are just dominant guys.
Espinoza made that tackle while he was engaged in a block. He basically reached out with one arm and brought.
It reminded me of just what I was watching Monday night whenever Zach Wilson got sacked by Bosa. He was just going through the linemen and was able to get a hand on Wilson and still bring him down as he's being blocked. and still gets pulled down by the shoulder pad.
Incredible.
So it's a 3rd and 10 for the Highlanders. Miller, quick pass, gives it over to Self. The ball comes out. The rain is making its presence tonight here in the second half. Even though I'm looking, it's dying down, but it's still wet out there. I'd say that Spring does come up with the recovery of the fumble. You know that they didn't want to turn the ball over. They were still trying to chew up and eat some clock. How do you come back, even though you have a lead, back-to-back turnovers in this second half?
Yeah, it's tough to be able to come back from that, but you got to have the mentality of like, okay, you know.
Be a goldfish?
Yeah, that, and also be like, okay, you know, it's not like Spring's playing in sunny California or something right now where
we're not at a dome stadium.
Yeah, we're not at a dome stadium. They're also playing in the rain, so they have to go through these conditions too. Just understand you got a 4-possession lead. Just relax. Hold on to the ball.
Spring continuing with the ground game. And this time, I think that was Aaron Akbar. Maybe, no, it was Mauricio Phillips, I think.
Getting everybody involved.
They are getting everybody involved, trying to see if they can come up with any way to just get a big run. The Woodlands have been very well at not allowing these big plays.
And that's been the key to their success.
Allowing maybe the biggest gain, I believe, was maybe a 9-yard pass. And that is good defense there. That's number 29, Cole Miller.
Yeah, passes have kind of just sailed for Sims tonight. Everything's just been a little high when he's looking for his receivers.
We have a 3rd and 8. Spring moving right to left. Ball in between the hash marks, right in the middle on the 36. Sims stepping up in the pocket, throws another post, almost intercepted. That was Miller again. He's lined up. He's playing Jaden Shields, one of the senior wide receivers for Spring. And they're just going to punt it back yet again. It's going to be a 4th and 8 with 2:05 remaining here in the 3rd. Great defense. Great coverage, especially right there by Cole Miller. It looks like there's going to be a timeout called by Spring. Have to use them.
Yeah, you can't take them with you. Might as well get everybody regrouped on the same page for this punt. Or what they're showing punt.
Showing punt. They did
pull a little trickeration. Little tomfoolery.
They did try to do a fake earlier. Unfortunately, they were unsuccessful.
Yeah, but maybe this is when you.
But you know that Cole Miller was stepping in and taking some snaps over for Quanell Farrakhan. He's on the sideline right now. And kid needs a break. He's been up and down the field tonight.
He has.
Being a dominant force for the Highlanders.
Both sides of the ball. And special teams.
Yeah.
If he would have had the interception, he could have been the, I guess, I don't know, player of the.
No, he's been the player of the game
tonight. He's the player of the game, but for every offense, defense, and special teams.
So Spring is going to punt it. Bolander calls poison yet again, and it's another favorable roll for the Lions. It looks like it's back. The players are just fanning it.
The opposite of.
That was number 4, Chris Ross, who's just waving his arms, trying to get a little bit of wind underneath and try to push the ball even further.
I'm sure it helped a little bit. Couldn't have hurt.
A little slipping and sliding.
The ball's that wet.
I think Coolio said it best, slide, slide, slippity slide, as the players are running up and down the field tonight.
Kind of reminds me of that the Bears game last year. It was Bears-Niners, where Justin Fields, the Bears win the game, then Justin Fields at the end of the game slides into the end zone as a pouring game, kind of like a slip and slide.
Over at Soldier Field?
Yes.
And Bolander almost lost the ball on the fumble.
Lose yards.
He does have a loss. So he was in motion, getting a pitch.
Hits off his helmet. It kind of looked like a
Previous play was an incomplete pass.
Okay.
So that will be considered a shuffle pass. So we finally know how to score it.
Yeah, we do. I just marked it down as an incomplete pass.
Hearing some of that Highlander crowd getting behind their team.
Battling through the conditions.
As we do see a lot of umbrellas have been put away.
Rain's died down.
So Miller drops back. He's throwing from the end zone, throwing down the middle of the field, and that is caught. Shane Walker. Is this a Walker Texas Ranger?
I like that one.
Nice post route, caught in the middle of the field. It's a huge first down as the Highlanders are back in midfield.
Yeah, 45-yard gain there. They really haven't been able to air it out due to the rain. But once it's died down, open up the playbook.
It's going to be another handoff, and this is Joseph Canola getting in on the mix. He did have a fumble earlier,
backwards.
but he does go backwards.
He had some yards and then tried to get some more, but fortunately got pushed backwards.
So the rain came pouring down, and then obviously the clouds have just opened up here over at the bank. And Siri's trying to talk to me right now. I don't understand why she is trying to have a conversation with me. She should know that I'm calling football right now.
Yeah.
Need to
setting
change
timers earlier.
I need to change this. I need to change the sensitivity on this watch, man. It just anytime that I'm using my hands, I'm talking like I've got little penguin arms going on up in here. So Miller back in the gun. It's a 2nd and 12. It's an incomplete pass as he's looking for Bolander. So this will be a 3rd and 12 with just 17 seconds remaining here in the 3rd. They're still in Lions territory. Ball at the 49. They've been successful on 3rd down tonight. You think that they should try to continue with the ground game, or since there's 17 seconds and just try to go for a pass and extend the drive?
Yeah, I mean, you really haven't. Like, now you're kind of in the point in the game where you want to work on some things, you know, test some plays out. I kind of air it out here.
Miller escapes the pocket. He's going to try to throw it away. Smart play. Didn't see anything downfield. It's going to be a 4th and 12. They're going to punt it away here with 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. I haven't really seen the punting team come out much for the Woodlands tonight.
Is this the first time we've seen the
I think so, because they did go for it on 4th down earlier.
Yes, first time we've seen the punt team.
So Starzik back to punt. I know I've asked you this before. How many yards back?
It's been a long time.
You should remember it.
I know.
14 yards.
14 yards.
Typically 14 yards back. Starzik booting it. It does bounce, and it's going to be a touchback. Looks like a player rolled around in the end zone.
2 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
2 seconds remaining in the 3rd. It's going to be a touchback. Trying to see if they're going to start. Ball's lined up. At the 20. Fresh set of downs for the Lions. They're marching back on the field. Hearing some crowd noise a little bit more. Getting behind the defense. Highlanders with 3 down linemen. Spring continuing with the ground game. I think this time it's back with Henderson. And that does it for the third quarter. And Sam, that was a little bit of a longer quarter that we've had tonight.
Yeah, it started off pretty fast and then had a couple timeouts thrown in there with some incomplete passes.
They've played 36. They have 12 left. Yeah. I can do math. I can math.
Even on a Thursday.
Even on a Thursday.
Well, you still got a week, so.
But there are 12 minutes remaining. It's going to be a 2nd and 5 for Spring as they are moving to the other side of the field. They're going to be now moving from they're going to be moving from left to right, north side to the south side. Ball lined up close to the far hash.
Highlanders looking to pitch the shutout.
Ogbar gets the pitch. It's tackled short of the first down, so it'll be a 3rd and 1. So Ogbar starting to get a few touches now in the game. While the Highlanders have been successful on offense, you have to still shout out this defense for keeping the shutout intact.
Forcing turnovers
as they are just bottling up at the line of scrimmage. They're gonna bring up the 4th down.
TFL. Coming into this game, the Highlanders had 61 TFLs in district play and able to get into the backfield, and
they're able to bottle up each gap, fill them up. And now it's going to be a 4th and 1. Season on the line for the Lions. Highlander showing blitz. Ogbar in motion. They give it to Henderson. He gets the first, gets only 2. All he needed was 1. Gets 2, keeps the season going for Spring.
Yeah, and the Lions, they want to stay in this game. They really got to put up points on the board and quickly.
Well, we saw, as we were explaining as the second half started, they did kick off and were trying to get a high squib kick and trying to get a recovery. I think that was like Caleb Williams, or it was Tyler Dixon, one of their wide receivers with speed, trying to get in the recovery. It's another handoff from Spring. And Delonte Henderson continuing to get his touches. The senior having himself a fairly decent night. He's been the bell cow back, him and Cunningham taking multiple snaps tonight. Lions going back with the split backs. Ball on the near hash. And it's a delayed handoff, a little RPO to Ogbar. Aaron Ogbar, say he gets what, maybe 3-4, depending on the spot. It's going to be a 3rd. Say it's going to be a 3rd and 4. The Highlander crowd bringing some noise.
4-down territory from here on out for the Lions.
Yes. They've been very conservative, continuing to go with the run game. I know that they haven't been too successful with their pass game. Lions need to try to air it out here. It's another pass, and they are able to get it to Desmond Landry, but gets nowhere. It looks like it's going to be a loss of 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, loss of 2.
So it's a 4th and 5. No, a 4th and 6, actually.
Approaching 9 minutes left to go in the game.
So the play clock's at 15, under 9 minutes. While the Spring offense had a hurry-up offense early, they are slowing down some. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. Sims overthrows. It looks like he was looking for Clord Johnson. And the Highlanders taking over at the Lions 35 with 8:45 remaining. And Coach Rapp talking to his team, talking to his offense before they get out there, letting them know all you need to do is control the ball, control some clock, eat up as much as you can with these 35 yards. That would be, say, 8 to 12 downs if you can continue to just
pick up first downs on the ground.
Pick up first downs. It's a handoff. And that's over to Canola. He can be a little slippery.
Just like the ball.
I was referencing oil.
Well, the ball's been slippery tonight as well.
That's true.
We've seen a plethora of fumbles so far.
Good SAT word.
If I had like a top 3 words, plethора's got to be in the top 3.
I've always loved plethora because of the movie The Three Amigos. Would you happen to have a plethora of piñatas?
Alliteration. We love our alliteration.
We do. It's another handoff to Canola. He's just short of the first down marker. Nice speed in between the tackles. And is now 3rd and 1. Spring has 2 timeouts, but with the way that the scoreboard looks, they are most likely not going to use any. You know that this Spring Lion defense is tired. They've been
on the field a lot.
They've been pushed back so much tonight. And Canola gets another handoff. Say that
depending on the spot,
I'd say that it is going to be 4th and inches. They might have to get the chains to actually do a measurement. I think they might do them.
No, I just make them.
Nope, it's going to be a 4th
and inches.
4th and inches.
Probably a 4th and a ball.
Play clock at 10. 7 minutes remaining. They're going for it on 4th down. They give the ball back to Canola. I don't know. They're going to wait. Spring, they're signaling that it's a turnover on downs. They might do a measurement. Nope.
No, they're just going to give
Spring
the football.
Spring. Draws the turnover on downs. They're going to start at their own 25, 26.
And right in between.
So 6:52 remaining in the game. Down by 28. Spring moving left to right, trying to cross the plane to the south end zone. Ball lined up, far hash.
Going towards the natatorium.
It's called the natatorium?
Yeah, it's got a lot of pools in there. That's where they play the water polo games and have
Wait, they have water polo?
Yeah, it's a district sport, water polo.
Sims escapes pressure, decides to keep it, still getting away with it. He's running towards the sideline. That was Tyler Honeyman just chasing him. Tyler Honeyman, senior defensive back. And Luke Johnson was not that far behind. Sims got 8 on the quarterback keeper. Sims, quick pass. He was looking for number 12, Kevin Davis. Tight coverage. James Cantaloupe. And also Cole Miller. Spring lining up with 3 receivers on the far side. You do see Davis. You see Johnson. I think Shields is over there as well. But they were able to get in the backfield. It was a handoff to Delonte Henderson. And it's going to be a 4th and 2. Well, Sam, continue to just pitch verbal bouquets to this front defensive line.
Dominant all night. Both teams, really.
So it's another handoff to Ogbar. The junior has some speed. I know we mentioned it earlier in the pre-show, just how he can escape and can be lethal with his legs as he gets a huge gain, one of the bigger gains of the night. While they're still in their own territory, it was a first down and converting on 4th down. And they continue to go up tempo, and they do a little screen over to Ogbar as he gets another first down for Spring. They are now
in Highlander
territory. 5:37 remaining. Ogbar ran out of bounds. Ogbar's lined in the slot. Now they do hand it off, but the ball comes out. It's another fumble.
Big hit. Caden Clayton forcing that fumble.
And then Martin Schofield with the recovery. So Delonte Henderson was on the carry. Just Highlanders able to get a turnover. They had 2 earlier in the game. Now, say the turnover battle is still, I think Spring is still winning.
There's been a lot. Don't know if I count that high. I'm able to.
Well, there's the interception, fumble, 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 fumble. So I think we're at 5 or 6.
Goodness, it's a lot of fumbles.
You're the one who's taking notes.
I am.
I'm having the photographic memory.
I got 1, 2, 3.
So Self goes in motion. He gets the pitch. He does a spin move. He still is up. He's turning. He's churning those legs. He gets tackled. I would say he gets maybe 6. I'm being generous. I always give extra yardage whenever it's not needed.
It's in doubt.
So it is a 2nd and 4. Ball at the Lions 46. Lined up on the far hash mark. Trips on the far side. Bolander gets the shuffle pass. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss. It's going to be a 3rd and say 5. 4:35 remaining in the game. Woodlands most likely going to just chew up this play clock here. Play clock at 17. They are going empty. Miller back, looking downfield. Ball passed. It was looking for Shane Walker. It was low at his legs.
Yeah, I still think both quarterbacks having trouble with the grip tonight with the ball.
Understandable, and that is looks like it's going to be a 3 and out for the Highlanders. Starzik back to punt. I think that is Clora Johnson Jr. back to return. He's lined up at the 10 right now. It's a fairly high punt that goes out of bounds. I would say they're going to mark it at the 30. '29 actually.
Springs to get the ball again.
Spring back in 4, as you were saying earlier, back in 4-down territory. They're in their own zone at the 31. 4-7 left. It's been all Woodlands tonight, 28-0.
No points in the second half.
No points in the – you are right. No points have been scored in the second half. The Highlanders did get in the red zone, but it was a fumble by Farrakhan. So a handoff, I believe that's to Cunningham, as he gets some room and is tackled. I see 1, I see 2, I see 3, 4, 5 Highlanders. Bringing down Trayshawn Cunningham. So it's 2nd and 4. 3:45 remaining. Ball on the near hash mark. Lions are going left to right. Sims drops back. Another high pass, incomplete, looking for Jaden Shields, the senior wide receiver.
It's just been that kind of night for the Lions.
It has been. Just Sims, he's a sophomore quarterback. He has
very young.
Very young. And just being in this spotlight, especially here in the postseason. It's going to be a option. Pitch over to Cunningham. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be most likely no gain. No, it's a loss of 1. But Spring, they did go 4-3 in district to clinch this playoff berth. And Sims will have this for his junior year. I'm sure that, like any player, they're going to remember these a little bit more as Ogbar gets the handoff and looks like he gets the first down from the 4th and 5. This is just going to be something to remember moving into next season. Actually, they are going to say that he was short of the first down, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Wow.
So it's 2:58 here left in the game.
Could be the last drive.
Could be the last drive. Patrick Miller stepping up, being the backup, the senior backup to number 7, Mabry Matoyer. I know we didn't talk much about Matoyer. He's been on the sideline this evening. He was pretty much out after the Wildcat game, the Willis game.
But he's here. We saw him actually throwing a little in the warm-ups, but saw him in a...
You know, he's wanting to get back on the field. This is his senior year. He is a commit for Wisconsin Badgers. And Canola with the carry. So he gets the first down. Gets a 10-yard run. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 30. Highlanders are moving right to left, going towards that north end zone. Aiden Self comes off the field. They give it back to Canola. Runs in between the tackles. I'd say he gets maybe 4 or 5. The Highlanders have been successful making their way to, I will go ahead and call it, they have been successful making it to the 2nd round 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's pretty safe to say that with 2 minutes left to go, a 4-possession lead.
And the Highlanders consistently prepared themselves early in the year in those non-district games, playing against tougher opponents. As another handoff to Canola gets bottled up and turns around, another shoestring tackle. So that's a first down for the Highlanders.
Red zone.
Red zone here. Haven't really called the red zone here.
No, that's either it's a big, long touchdown for the Highlanders or they don't get there. So
a minute 30 left here in the game. Ball on the 12. Lined up right in the middle, in between the hashes. It's another handoff to Canola. He just jumps over a defender into the end zone.
Oh, my goodness. That guy was basically almost standing up fully here. I know y'all can't see this at home, but he full out.
We'll paint him the picture.
Yeah, with this picture about like a 4-foot hurdle right at the line of the end zone, and Canola goes full Superman, straight hurdles right over him into the end zone for 6.
So the first score of the second half, it's Canola running it in for the Highlanders, and the Starzyk extra point makes it 35-0. So here comes the replay. Delay handoff. Nice hole. And I think that was Clora Johnson who was defending, but just leaped over. Well, they're showing it again here on the Jumbotron. Yeah,
that's a legit hurdle.
That was a legit hurdle. He leaped right at the 2 and cleared the plane.
Stuck the landing.
He did. Judges, 9.5. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Highlanders going to continue to keep their season alive. Just have to compliment and just congratulate the Spring Lions on a very, very good season, making the playoffs. I know it's a heartbreaking thing when you think about some of these seniors that this is their last game of the season.
Yep. But that ability to get one more game, in the postseason, making it to the postseason your senior year is a very big accomplishment.
Everybody has that agenda, is make it to November and try to get to the end of the season in December. Starzyk kicks it off. And Spring's going to come out of the end zone with it, as it's a big hit. Instead of taking the 25, they're going to start at their 20 with with 1:11 left in regulation.
1-1-1.
1-1-1. Today's date is 1-1-9.
Yes, it is.
As the Lions coming back out with split backs on the left hash as they hand it off. This time was Aaron Ogbar. Just a minute left here. And the rain has come back.
Yeah, a little bit.
So the Eurythmics said it best. Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a true emotion. And that was Trayshawn Cunningham that went near the far sideline, cut back, and gets tackled, let's say, at the 23. So it's 3rd and 7. Spring are not going to have any other snaps tonight. They're just going to go ahead and move to their sideline with 4, 3, 2, 1. That does it for the game. The Woodlands Highlanders shut out the Spring Lions 35-0. The Woodlands will not go quietly into that good night. They will continue their reign in the playoffs. We should be back next week, pending once we know how everything else works out. But there could potentially be another game next week at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
Like how you used the word rain. Continue the rain as it's been raining. I don't know if you did that one on purpose.
I didn't. It just flowed out. Both teams with sportsmanship, shaking hands, The Highlanders going home with a W, going into school tomorrow with a victory. Get home, get cleaned up, get a shower.
Go to bed.
Go to bed, get a meal.
School in the morning.
School in the morning.
Early start, I think. I'm not sure when. I'm guessing all the high schools start at the same time, I would think.
I think so.
Yeah, we started like 7:16, just early.
Congratulations to Spring for a well-fought season. Sorry that your season ends. Fortunately, someone had to come out as a victor tonight, and that was the Woodlands Highlanders as they keep their season alive. Ain't nothing more than watching postseason high school football in the state of Texas as the players are meeting coach. I'd say they're at the 42 right now. There's still some players at midfield exchanging pleasantries, wishing each other a good game. Players are huddling around coach over at the 37. Sam, for your first playoff game in the booth.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. Great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere. A lot of crazy things happening tonight.
Yeah.
So we saw punt return for touchdown.
Farrakhan hat trick.
Farrakhan hat trick.
What was that, like 18 minutes into the game?
18 minutes. We saw, I believe it was Canola with a rushing touchdown.
The hurdle. That was
the hurdle.
That's the Superman hurdle.
It was like a leapfrog.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could jump that high.
I know I can't. I was an offensive lineman. I know I can't. My vert was not that high. But just wanted to say thank you for a great season. Hopefully we get to call another game together if we get to host another game next week, because Oak Ridge will be playing on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon.
Whatever.
And then Conroe, they're playing tomorrow night, and they're playing over at Planet Ford Stadium.
Yeah, Westfield.
So just trying to keep everything going with the CISD teams. For everyone who was out on the field tonight, hope everybody gets home safe in the crowd. Thank you to our sponsors for allowing us to continue to bring everything to you on our CISD Wood Forest Bank Stadium stream. Our cameramen, everybody behind us in the booth. It's been great. It's been real. It's been fun. Sam, it was a pleasure.
It always is.
So that'll do it for us tonight. Get home safe. Enjoy yourselves. The weekend's upon us, and the Highlanders are keeping their season alive. H and C, 1-4-3.